Hello friends and welcome to this lesson. Now we did our preparation, we talked about our objective, we thought about our audience, what is it that they would want from the presentation. We assessed their media literacy and we created a small framework called structure based on which we would construct our presentation. So we are now ready to construct our presentation. We've got our data, we've got our framework, we've got everything ready. So let's go and create our slides. So my dear friends, slides. We've done preparation, we've done structuring, and now we are making our slides. Now, try to read this slide. There is no rule that sets the number of a maximum number of essay paragraphs, although the minimum number is 3 paragraphs. Now, my dear friends, what I'm trying to ask you is, do you like such a slide which has a lot of text on it, just as a page in a book? So are we here to read a book? Are we here to read an essay? Are we here to read a text? What are we here for? So what is the meaning of a slide? Is a slide a page in a book? Should we just cut from Google, paste here, cut from some other site, paste here, and let it go as a slide? As a presenter, should I stand and read this whole thing? There is no rule that sets the number of a maximum number of essay paragraphs, although the minimum number is 3 paragraphs. So, okay, three paragraphs, no rule. Some people say an essay ought to have 5 paragraphs, which is somewhat a limiting rule. So, some people may say. However, how long should college essays be? If you have been instructed to write a 5 paragraph essay, then you should have to stick to it. Okay, you understand? What kind of a presentation is this? I should have made a PDF, sent it to them. Please read and understand. Why do you need to make a presentation? So this slide, I would say, not appealing. So this is the first mistake that you should not do. When you start creating your slides, do not create a slide that's got just running matter on it, which would take long time for people to read. If people get engaged in reading, they won't be listening to you. If you get engaged in reading, then gone. So please, this is one of the things that we don't have to do. What is the font size here? So my dear friend, when we have something on a slide which is projected on a wall, now on a laptop, I might be able to see this font size, and I might also be able to read something lower than this. But when it's projected on a screen or on a wall, it's very difficult to read this font size. This font size, let me tell you, is 16, 1/6. See, text is normally 11 or 12 font size, which is fine. 13, 14, your subheadings, 16, your headings. So this is fine as far as running matter or text is concerned, but not a slide which is projected, especially people who are sitting at the back. So let's see, my dear friends, let's see the font sizes. Now, when you look at the font sizes, you'll find that 48 is the size that I have right above. So that size I might use for my captions, for my headings and titles. And then as I go down, the last one is 14. So 14, 16, 18, even 20 may be too small for people to comfortably read on a slide. 24, well, that may be the borderline. But otherwise, I would suggest don't have any matter that is less than 28 or 32 fonts. So this is the first thing that you need to learn. What is the font size I should use on a slide? My dear friends, if you're using very, very big fonts, they look odd. But if you're using 28, 32, even up to 36, that's cool. That's fine. On the same slide, you might have your title in 40, subtitle 36, and matter in 32 or 28. That's fine. So that kind of an arrangement. And don't, you know, a lot of people, what they will do is they will have multiple colors on the same slide, and multiple font styles and font sizes, and it looks so cluttered. Keep it simple. Have an easily readable font in an easily readable size. So Helvetica, Courier, Sans Serif, Arial, Times New Roman, a lot of people like to use that. Use whatever you want. There are so many other fonts available. There are designer fonts also available. So depending upon the application, depending upon the topic and subject, choose your font style. But my dear friends, remember this, that it should be, the readability should be high and distraction quotient should be low. Your designing and your styling and all that should not be a distraction at all. If it is going to be a distraction, then you're defeating the purpose. So, what have we talked about? We have talked about running matter to be avoided. Font styles smaller than 28 or 24 to be avoided at all costs. If you have more matter, break it into more slides, because a slide has a different projection. People are watching it from a great distance sometimes, and very small fonts will not be seen. They would be straining, and then they would say, okay, leave it. This guy doesn't know how to make slides. So readability, uncluttered and clear matter, distraction free, these are some of the things that you have to remember. Now, so your slides have to be clear, your slides have to be uncluttered. Number one, instead of running text, now look at this slide. Now I am not using running text, I am using bullet points. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then sub bullets also. So use bullet points, not narrative. If you have numbers, if you have data in the form of numbers, then always create charts, graphs, or these days you have great facilities available to create infographics. Do that, my friends. That's it. Think from the point of view of the last person in the audience sitting and looking at your slide that has been projected on a screen or on the wall. So is that person able to see clearly and understand? Is that person's attention on your slide? That's what is important. So now friends, what we are going to do is subsequently I'm going to take you through more slides. I'm going to take you through more rules about slides, and hopefully by the end of this course you would have learned how to create and deliver a clear presentation. So thank you very much for watching the lesson. I'll see you in the next. Until then, all the best.